Hey guys, welcome to Heart Academy for February 4th, 2019. So I've come to realize I've been neglecting you for a while, giving you a little bit of math support. This is for my GEC algebra course. And so what I'm going to do is a review of multiplying and dividing fractions real quick. Shouldn't take me more than 50 minutes to help you remember what we were doing today. And then I promise to go back maybe today, tonight, or by tomorrow morning to go back and add videos to the adding and subtracting fraction stuff that we were working on last week. So as you can tell, I'm not in the classroom. I'm at home right now. I got my dog beside me, and she just really wants a bite of my cheeseburger. And I got my daughter to the other side of me right here. You want to see a picture of her, don't you? Wait. See if we can. Yeah, there's my girl. That's my baby girl. Okay. And then my husband is on that side. Probably kill me if I put him on camera. So instead, I'll show you my dog. Look, isn't she cute? Okay, Luna. Like sniffle ears. Alright, so continue on. Loda's like, don't I get a french fry for that? Yes, you do. Look. Oh, damn! Okay, yeah, I know, alright. That's nothing but puppy love right there. Okay, so here we go to get started. And I'm going to be using the multiplication chart to help me figure out lowest common denominator and the reducing thing, as if I didn't know my facts very well, which I don't anyway. But I'm doing it this way for those of us who struggle with trying to figure out if you can reduce when we do the diagonal reducing method. Okay? So I'll be referring to this a lot. And those of you that know your facts very well won't have to use this chart as much. All right. So I'm going to go and start with the first one like we did in class. And here we go. Okay, so remember, the thing is, if you're multiplying fractions that are mixed numbers, you have to change the mixed number to an improper fraction first. This is the method that I was showing you in class, and I think it's a lot easier to do it that way. So I'll start with number 1. Here we go. Remember, to change the mixed number into an improper fraction, what we have to do is multiply the whole number with the denominator, 4 times 2, which is 8, and add on the numerator. 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is how we got 9. Keep the same bottom number. Over 2, okay? Now, that 2 could look a little bit better. And go from here. There it is, okay? And then, this second fraction, 2/3, isn't a mixed number, so you can bring that down just as it is, okay? Now, some people like to just go ahead and multiply straight across. Numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. However, I like to look diagonally to see if I can do all my reducing first before multiplying straight across. Therefore, I'll have smaller numbers to multiply straight across, okay? So that trick is this way, okay? So I'm going to look diagonally this way first to see if these numbers can reduce. Now, if you did not know, any number will go into the same number once. So what I'm saying is 2 will go into 2. How many times? 1. So you see how this will change into a 1. And 2 will go into 2 how many times? 1. And I'm going to look the other way. And this is when I say, Wakanda that. In a classroom, it's because you're crossing your arms, making it, the diagonal lines, okay? And so now I'm going to look this way diagonally to see if these can reduce, all right? And let's pretend that you don't know if 3 and 9 can reduce or if they're multiples of each other. So remember, if you're not sure, you can always use the multiplication chart that I gave you, which is right here. Now again, without using the first row, because the first row is 1, and it's going to have every number you're looking for, you're going to look for the row that has a 3 and a 9 in it. If you look, you'll see that the first row that has a 3 and a 9 is this row, row 3, right? So your 3 will change into a 1, your 9 will change into a 3. So going back to over here, what did we just say? Your 3 will change into a 1, your 9 will change into a 3. There. So now that'll look both ways, which means I will conjure that, and then now I can multiply straight across. So this way, multiplying, I have 3 times the 1, which is 3, and the 1 times 1, which is 1. And any number that has a 1 underneath it is basically the whole number that's on top, so my final answer is 3. We're going to do that a few more times so that you can catch the rhythm of it, okay? So I'm going to go straight across over here to number 5 like I did in the classroom. Alright, so if you need to stop or rewind to see how we do that, go ahead. Those who are ready to go, here's another cute look at the dog. I love this dog. Alright, now, so number 5, right over here, okay? Now, this one isn't a mixed number, so we can keep it exactly the same. So, I'm going to go ahead and roll 1. With me, What I'm going to do is keep the first one the same. Since I don't have to change it, it's not a mixed number. This one I do have to change and make it into an improper fraction, right? So again, to make this into an improper fraction, 1 times the 15, which is 15, add on the numerator. So I got 15 plus 7. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, 22. All right, 22. Keep the same bottom number. Now again, I'm going to work onto that and look diagonally. First thing I'm going to do is look this way. Let's assume that you don't know if 11 and 22 are multiples of each other. You can always refer back to your chart, right? And I'm going to look for the row that has 11 and 22 in it. Okay? Remember, don't use the first row. Now, if you notice, the first row that you see that'll have 11 in it is row 11. Is there a 22 in that row? Absolutely. Right next door to it, right? So your 11 changes to a 1. Your 22 will change it to a 2. Let's do that again. Your 11 will change it into a 1. Right? Your 22 will change into a 2. There you go. Now we can look the other direction to see if we can reduce this way. Again, if you're not sure, you're looking for a row that has a 10 and a 15 in it. So we can go back over here. Now we're going to look for the row that has a 10 and a 15 in it. Okay? Ooh, look at that. First thing I see a 10 right here, but it's no 15, so I'm going to keep going, right? Here's a 15, but no 10. So if you notice, the first row that has a 10 and a 15 in it is row 5. So that 10 will change into a 2. That 15 will change into a 3. Again, that 10 will change into a 2. That 15 will change into a 3. So these are your new numbers. Now I can multiply straight across. 2 times 2, which is 4. 1 times 3, which is 3. But remember, you always got to look at your answer to see if you can reduce it, or if it's top heavy, you have to change it to a mixed number for your final answer. So now we're going to go back and change this to a mixed number because as you can see, it's top heavy. You cannot leave a final answer as an improper fraction. If you don't remember how to do this, basically we're going to take this, kick it over, and divide like this. Okay? Don't forget your division scales. 3 will go to 4 one time, and then you multiply. 1 times 3 is 3, and then you subtract. 4 minus 3 is 1. These are the 3 players that you need in order to make your mixed number. That 1, right, is your whole number, okay? And then the remainder is your new numerator. Outside of the house is your denominator. So 4 thirds actually will equal 1 and 1/3, all right? And 1 and 1/3 will be your final answer for that. Breathe that in for a second. You're breathing it in. You're like, whoa, the magic. Mrs. Hart, you're so talented. I know. And I can imagine the look my family's giving right now as I'm sort of talking to the camera, talking about how talented and wonderful I am, which y'all know I am. Hey, why did my dog look like she was about to spit up milk or something? All right, give me a second, because you know it's dinner time, and I got 5 guys for dinner. Right? No dog.
ASMR.
Damn, that's a good burger. I've been looking for this for like, you know, a week or so. Oh. Mama.
Yeah, a little stuff.
Alright. That's okay.
Mustard.
I got it.
Got mustard.
Sorry for the distraction. Here we go. Okay. That was a good burger. I'm about to go to bed after this. Because, you know, that's going to knock me out. Huh?
That's a good bird.
Burger, girl.
Oh.
Is it?
Where's that said word?
Katrina. Look at Katrina right there. My dog is staring down my burger. That's why she's sitting there in the way.
No, I just like my name
In Luna's voice? Oh yeah, I did. Katrina, Luna. I get them mixed up sometimes. Sometimes I call Luna Katrina or call Katrina Luna. You know, it's all, you know, things that I love. You know, people, dog, whatever. Alright. Here we go, number 9. Now, the first one is mixed number, so I'm going to change to it improper. So again, take the whole number, multiply it with the denominator. 9 times 8 is 72. and then add the numerator. So 72 plus 7, 79. Isn't that 79? 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 79. Look, that took me a minute. I'm going to put that right here. Keep the same denominator. This one I don't have to change over, so I'll just bring it back. And this is what I'm looking at now. Right? Now, I'm going to erase this so it doesn't get in your way. Don't get confused. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to, what kind of style? Go this way first. 8 and 4. Can they go into each other? Let's pretend you don't know and you need to chart. Find a row that has the 8 and the 4 in it. No, dog. That's all you get. Move this up, trying to figure out where the food is. Okay? Well, look at that. I have an 8 and a 4 right here. 4, we'll change it to a 1. And an 8, we'll change it to... The hell, dog? Sit. Okay? And an 8 will change into a 2. Here we go. So the 4 changes to a 1. I'll choose a different color so you can see it better. Excuse me. And the 8 changes to a 2. Right? So that's now 2. Okay, that's horrible. That's not helping me out. So the 8 now changes to a 2. Okay? I know for sure that the 5 and the 79 aren't going to reduce. Let's say that you didn't know, and you had to spend the time on the chart, okay? Now, if you're trying to look for the row that has a 5 and a 79 in it, you will realize here's a 5, no 79. And check this out. You no longer see 5s, do you? So sometimes even if you have to double check, it's going to be a quick check because there's no other row that has a 5 in it. So that tells you automatically that 5 and that 79 are not going to reduce, so we keep it as is. And now you can multiply straight across. 79 times 1 is 79. And then 2 times the 5, which is 10. Well, look at that. That created an improper fraction, right? And so what we're going to do is kick it over and do division. And I'm going to kick it over right over here. So I got 10 on the outside of the house, right? And 79. All right. 10 will go into 79. How many times? You should know that it's going to be 7 times. But let's say you didn't. 10 goes into 79. I don't know. So let's use a chart. Go to the 10 columns, and what comes closest to 79. Okay? 79 would be right about here, because 80 is too big. So my answer will be 7. Okay? So, going back in, and you know that your answer is 7 here. Remember, the next step is to multiply. 7 times 10 is 70. You subtract, you have 9 left over. And again, these are the 3 players you need to make that final answer a mixed number. 7, 9, yeah. So my final answer, 7 and 9/10 for number 9. All right, leave that in for a second. This is how close. Just trying to, be cute so she can get to my burger. Y'all see this, right? She knows that, she can stay and say it looks cute. I'm gonna end up giving her some. Don't y'all talk about me. It's hard. You shouldn't be feeding that dog human food. I'm gonna feed her what I want to feed. How can you not? Like, that's adorable. Fuck it. Alright, so let's go and do one, okay, that has, well, I'm going to do number 2, because number 2 has 2 improper mixed numbers that we're going to change to improper fractions, okay? So now I'm giving you an example of 2 mixed numbers and changing those both into improper fractions before multiplying. So again, whole number times the denominator, 3 times 15, 3 times 5, which is 15, plus 1, right? You should get 16. So this one changed to 16 over 5. Okay? And we're going to do this one. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1, right, gives us 5. So 5 over 4. And kind of style, here you go. I'm going to look this way first. Look at that. 5 and a 5, which you know are multiples of each other. That 5 will go into itself 1 time. 5 will go into itself 1 time. And now I can look this way. I have a 16 and a 4. Let's pretend you don't know. Again, looking for a 4 and a 16. Okay, so there's my row with a 4 and a 16 in it, right? So the 4 changes to a, whoops, that didn't work. The 4 changes to a 2, and the 16 changes to an 8. But remember, watch out for even numbers. 2 over 8 are 2 even numbers. So that tells you there's another row that'll have a 4 and a 16 in it. So let's search again. No 4 here, move along. Oh, look at that. There's a 4. So now I can change it to 1 over 4. So there you go with that. So again, this will change to a 1. And this will change to a 4. Now let's multiply straight across. 4 times 1, 4. And 1 times 1, look at that. 1, meaning your complete answer for number 2 is 4. Okay? All right, there's one other type of problem that this page consists of. And so that type is when you have a mixed number with a whole number. And as we reviewed in class, if you have a mixed number with a whole number, you simply change the whole number into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. So again, you go back and change this mixed number to improper first. 4 times 5 is 20, right? And then add the numerator. So you see how I have 23 up here. Keep the same bottom number of 5. Bring this one back down. Voila. I saw my daughter corner my eye. I think I was dancing. Now, anywho,
Music.
huh?
I was listening to good music.
Okay. I'm gonna look diagonally to see if I can reduce. I have a 5 and a 15, right? So if you look at the chart, you will figure out 5 and 15 will change to 1/3. All right? Let me highlight that again. Let's say you didn't know that 5 and 15 can reduce by 5. You find a row that has a 5 and a 15 in it. Remember, never use the first row. So the first row that you see that has a 5 and a 15 in it is row 5. That 5 will change to a 1. 15 changes to a 3. So let's do that. That 5 changes to a 1. Right? That 15 changes to a 3. There we go. Looking this way to see if you can reduce. Now remember, the trick is though, right? If it's got a 1 with it already, not going to reduce. So don't even bother it, leave it alone. So now are you growling at me, dog? What, I'm not feeding you fast enough? So now we multiply straight across. 23 times 3. 69? Yeah, that's it. Man, that took me a minute. Okay, so 23 times 3, 69, right? 1 times the 1 is 1. And as you know, this answer gives us 69. That's a whole number altogether. Okay? So that's your final answer for that. So, I may have gone fast with this. Okay? But remember, you can always stop, rewind, do it as what you need to do. And I'll be available for you for help on Fridays, or you can still come to me early in the morning because y'all know I'm there at the crack of dawn and class doesn't start until 10:30. So remember, with this entire page, I've demonstrated an example of everything that's on this page. The first example is mixed number with a regular fraction. Go back and look at that one. Another one, mixed number, regular fraction, mixed number, regular fraction, right? Then I did number 9, mixed number, regular fraction, right? And then I did number 3, mixed number with a mixed number. And then I did number 6, mixed number with a whole number. Your entire page is just repeating those exact things, except to when you get to number 12. Number 12 and number 11, okay? These are same thing, except you have to multiply another fraction with it, okay? Doesn't make any difference, though. So what you would first do is get your answer to this, then bring down, right, this. Go through the process again. I'm not doing that for you. You're smart. You can do that on your own. Again, same thing with this. Do these two first, figure out what that is, and then bring down this to multiply it. Go through your process again. Bam, done. Okay? Tomorrow we work on a dividing fractions page, and I'm still feeling a little bit awake here, so I think what I'll do next is actually do a little bit of the bar and bob fractions. All right. See you next time. See you tomorrow. Don't worry, you'll be fine for your midterm exam on Wednesday.